All right, welcome to our special Halloween deep dive. Tonight, we're going to be your guides on a spooky journey to unmask the ancient secrets hiding behind everything we do on Halloween. So get ready, because we're about to peel back the curtain on a 2,000-year-old mystery. You know the feeling? That night of magic and mystery, right? It's filled with those grinning jack-o'-lanterns and, maybe a few shadowy figures at the edge of your vision. It's that one time of year when they say the veil between our world and the next is paper thin, and you can almost swear those pumpkins are glowing with a life of their own. But okay, beyond all the fun and the scares, have you ever actually stopped to wonder why? I mean, why the costumes? Why the candy? And why on earth do we carve faces into pumpkins? Well, tonight we're going to answer all of that. We're tracing these traditions all the way back to their ancient roots. So let's dive in. Okay, so to really get Halloween, we've got to go way back. Long before trick-or-treating, before horror movies, to an ancient festival that was all about whispers from the spirit world. And look, this is not some new holiday. Not even close. The story here stretches back over 2,000 years. We're talking from the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain to the first time the word Halloween even popped up in the 1700s. And then, bam! Trick-or-treating takes off in the 1900s, and it just explodes into the global thing we know today. So, it all starts with this festival called Samhain. And by the way, it's pronounced Samhain, not Samhain. This was like the biggest deal on the ancient Celtic calendar. It marked this huge shift, the end of the harvest, the end of summer, and the beginning of the long, dark, cold winter. But here's the crucial part, the reason for the whole festival. The Celts believed that on this one night, the line between the world of the living and the world of the dead got, well, blurry. It was a time to honor your ancestors, for sure, but it also meant that some not-so-friendly spirits could slip through. So they had all these rituals, bonfires, offerings, disguises, all designed to welcome the good spirits and scare the bad ones away. Okay, and this is where it gets really cool. Those ancient rituals, they didn't just vanish. Nope, they evolved into the fun, playful traditions we have today. So let's connect the dots and see how we got from there to here. So, first question, the costume. It's the centerpiece of Halloween for pretty much everyone. Why do we do it? Why dress up like ghosts or monsters or, our favorite superheroes?
Believe it or not, the original reason for costumes was basically survival. The Celts would wear animal skins and heads to blend in with the wandering spirits. The thinking was pretty straightforward. If you look like one of the scary monsters, the real scary monsters will just think you're one of them and leave you alone. Fast forward to today, and that survival tactic has totally transformed into this amazing form of creative expression where we dress up as anything from classic movie monsters to whatever's trending on TikTok.
Okay, next up, the jack-o'-lantern. It's gotta be the most iconic symbol of Halloween, right? That glowing, grinning face. So, where did that come from?
This story is a perfect example of how traditions adapt and change. Get this, the original jack-o'-lanterns were not pumpkins, they were turnips. It all comes from this old Irish legend about a guy named Stingy Jack, who tricked the devil and got cursed to wander the earth forever with just a single burning coal inside a carved-out turnip to light his way. Then, when Irish immigrants came to America, they found pumpkins, which were way bigger and a whole lot easier to carve. And just like that, the modern jack-o'-lantern was born.
And of course, we have to talk about trick-or-treating, the absolute highlight for millions of kids, right? Going door to door, yelling trick-or-treat, hoping for that sweet, sweet candy.
This one actually has a really fascinating two-part origin. The treat part seems to have evolved from a medieval practice called souling. The poor would go door to door, and in exchange for some food, they'd offer to pray for the souls of a family's dead relatives. The trick part? That came later, from old Irish and Scottish traditions of pulling pranks on the holiday. So when you think about it, trick-or-treat is basically a mix of asking for charity with a little bit of a playful threat mixed in.
So, fast forward from those ancient, humble beginnings, Halloween has absolutely exploded into this massive cultural and commercial beast. The scale of it all today is, honestly, it's mind-boggling.
Just look at this number. Over $10 billion. That's what people in the US spend on Halloween every single year. It's the second biggest commercial holiday, right after Christmas. I mean, it's become this total powerhouse because it taps into everything we love: community, creativity, and a safe way to play with our fears. It's a marketer's absolute dream.
And that massive scale we're talking about, it shows up in everything, even the pumpkins. Carving pumpkins isn't just a fun little tradition anymore.
It's a full-on competitive sport. The world record for the heaviest pumpkin is, get ready for this, 2,749 pounds. That is literally heavier than a small car. And of course, you can't talk about Halloween without talking about candy. Chocolate is the undisputed king, no surprise there. 70% of people say it's their favorite. But look way down at the bottom, with just 2%, candy corn. Ah, candy corn. Is there a more controversial candy in existence? You either love it or you hate it. There is absolutely no middle ground.
And this isn't just an American thing anymore. Halloween has gone global. In Derry, Northern Ireland, they throw Europe's biggest Halloween party, really honoring those Celtic roots. You go over to Tokyo, and it's this amazing, creative mashup of cute and spooky. And back in the States, you've got everything from those movie-level horror nights at theme parks to a whole month-long festival in Salem, Massachusetts.
And of course, technology has totally changed the game. Halloween is now a shared digital experience. You can slap on an AR filter and turn yourself into a monster in seconds. AI is out here generating one-of-a-kind spooky art. And platforms like TikTok and Instagram have basically become a global costume party where everyone can show off their amazing creations. So after all this time, we're talking 2,000 years, why are we still so obsessed with Halloween? What is its enduring magic? You know, I think it's because it's become so much more than just scares. It's evolved. Now you've got community events like trunk or treats that create safe spaces for kids to have fun. It shares this special time of year with amazing traditions, like Mexico's Dia de los Muertos, which is all about celebrating life and remembering loved ones. And lots of people even use it as a chance to raise money for charity. And maybe, when you boil it all down, the real magic of Halloween is this simple but pretty powerful idea. It gives us one night a year to look our biggest fears, the dark, the unknown, even death itself, straight in the face. And instead of running from them, we dress them up, we play with them, and we even manage to have a good laugh. So as you get ready to celebrate, here's a final thought I want to leave you with. On this one night of total transformation, what does your costume choice really say about you? Is it who you are, or is it maybe, for one magical night, who you secretly wish you could be? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining us, and have a wonderfully spooky end. Happy Halloween.